Wait a minute, is that? Oh, see, that's like the real estate. No, I'm the real estate ninja. That's like the economic ninja. I got to get this figured out. All right, guys, I hope you're doing great. I've got a great comment from a great subscriber. I actually got to meet her. Her name is Tiffany in Dallas when we met up, and it was great. And we're going to be talking about real estate today. And here's a comment. We're going to dive right into it. Because even though it seems like all it is bad news about the real estate market, right? It's actually good news for us, right? As the real estate market tanks, it becomes more affordable and easier to attain real estate, cash flowing real estate for every one of us, all right? But we're gonna talk about going out and getting something right now. I know that sounds crazy, okay? That's why I put those 3 lessons in the side hustle course, because so many people wanna do it right now. They can't wait, and I get it. So we wanna buy smart and set ourselves up for success and not failure, okay? I know this because remember I told you I sold most of my real estate in mid-2005 to mid-2006. Everything was gone except for 3 properties, and a catastrophic event, multiple catastrophic events happened to us financially, and those 3 properties darn near took us out. However, I was able to stave off bankruptcy and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, it was crazy. I gotta tell you guys some of those stories here pretty soon. All right, so here we go. This is from Tiffany. She says, love Real Estate Ninja channel, thank you. This has been my dream since I was a poor girl and 10, writing pretend rents on ledger paper and crushing everybody in Monopoly. Thanks, Ninja. You know, it's very interesting that I never thought about owning rental property when I was 10 years old, 15. It wasn't until I was 20 and I become married and I went, oh my goodness, I want to go and conquer and I want to provide for my family, especially when we found out we were gonna have a baby boy. It wasn't until then. I was an entrepreneur, but I never thought about really growing wealth until I was married, and that's when it really started to pick up, right? So when I went out, I had the 1% rule, and that was any property that I could find where the rents equaled 1% of the asking price of the home, I knew I was gonna be able to make money. And back when I started, mortgage rates were at 7.25%. So that means a $100,000 property, if it's renting for $1,000, I know I'm in, I'm doing good. So my first property was a $70,000 condo that was actually rented for $725 a month. That is one that we ended up lowering the rents over time because the nice elderly lady that lived there, she was so amazing. I wanted to just give her a good place to live, and she had such great rental history. She was so kind, she took care of the place. We ended up lowering her rent all the way down multiple times to $600 a month, and then left it there till the day she passed. And it was an absolute blessing for me, right? Well, today, in this day and age, there's actually deals right now. As a matter of fact, a buddy of mine just sold 3 properties, and the rents were right under 1%. And with a little bit of negotiating, the new buyer was able to get it to where the rents between a $50 a month rent increase and lowering the asking price on a package of homes was able to get it for 1%. And I just heard of another buddy that bought a place. That was in Louisiana. Then another friend of mine just picked up a property in Georgia where it was $80,000 and the rent was $800. So those deals are still out there. Now I still warn people because I believe that there is going to be a massive, almost like a depression that I believe is going to hit us. It's going to be pretty gnarly, and there's going to be a lot of people that lose their jobs, and that is what I am very concerned with. That coupled with states like California, I would never own a rental in California, where they're making such draconian laws, like where if you finally get somebody kicked out because they are not paying rent, the owner of the property must pay them 1 month's rent to leave. This is absolutely ludicrous, right? So I would first off tell you to stay in states like Arizona where they favor the landlord, okay? I had 3 rental properties in, a fourplex, a single family residence, and a duplex? It's been a while now, in Arizona, and all I had was a midnight move out. Everybody paid their rent because they knew that on the first day of the month, if they missed rent, by the 18th of that month, the sheriff is coming to evict them. And so it had people rented, right? They paid their rent. Now, again, mind you, this was back in 2001 when I was doing this. But my point being is that right now, you can still find those deals, but you have to be very cautious, and you have to have, like I say in that course, the side hustle course, you need to have a really good clip of cash sitting off to the side for an emergency, right? And I explain in that course why it's so important to have it for just specific emergencies. remodeling a bathroom is not an emergency. And because I want you to be successful, and I know what it's like to have catastrophic things like a parent dying and you having to pay for hospice out of your own pocket. I know what it's like to have a tenant die in the property. I've seen horrible things happen, and they've happened to me. And if I didn't have a large sum of money sitting off to the side, I would not have been able to weather that storm. And far too often, people get into real estate, and like I've told you in other videos, if I made one work, I can make 10 work, and that's how aggressive I was in my early 20s buying real estate, and I will be again. Because once you have the solution, the mathematical equation, it's easy to buy real estate. You just get it. Matter of fact, after a while, you start buying real estate sight unseen. But today, with today's Google Earth and all this kind of stuff, you really can get a good idea. I mean, you can darn near almost fly a drone through a property to see how the tenant lives. And with 3D modeling and 3D images and all that stuff, it's just absolutely crazy to me. But the one thing that most people get themselves caught up in is they don't have enough money off to the side. They get too aggressive with their purchases, and then one failure turns into a second failure, which turns into a third, and before you know, you lose everything. And so that's what's very, very important. So what I would say is there's so many people that want to go out and buy right now. And I would encourage you, if you find a deal, do it, especially right now where you may have some lower rent areas, rent to price ratio areas, right? Like the 1% deals are coming out like in Georgia, Louisiana, stuff like that. And if you find them in an area that has good industry, where there's plenty of jobs, and you don't think those jobs are going anywhere, there's nothing wrong with going out and buying a house right now. What I would caution you to do is to buy right, have a lot of money staying off the side for an emergency, or be able to carry that property if your tenants lose their job and you are unable to get them to move out, right? That's what I would really caution you about. I think that's very, very important. So I don't want this video to go on long, but I wanted to encourage you because right now it seems like there's always negative news. That is good news for soon-to-be real estate investors, or if you're real estate investors right now and you want to buy more, that's good news, right? Because in those places, like I said, Louisiana and Georgia and states like that, where you're close to those 1% deals, there are sellers that are getting spooked and they're going, hey, maybe we want to take advantage of the next real estate crash. So we'll drop our price a little bit just to get out of the property. Perhaps these people have had their properties a long time, and that is a benefit for you, okay? So I hope you guys got something out of this. If you did, throw a comment down below and a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit subscribe. Let's document this real estate crash together. All right, with that being said, the Real Estate Ninja is out.